Survivor Series and NXT Takeover WarGames is this upcoming weekend, and I am excited because I'm going to be in Chicago to attend these shows. It's going to be awesome, and since it's this time it's Raw versus Smackdown versus NXT, there's 3 brands fighting now. Has me thinking about a lot of things, because you know how the NXT roster's been invading Raw and SmackDown for weeks now. Sure, parts of the main roster have done the same thing over on NXT, just, not as much, not as brutal, and such, you know what I mean? So I thought to myself, it only makes sense if this happens. This Saturday's NXT Takeover WarGames. The main event should be the men's WarGames match. And during the match, all of a sudden, on one side of the arena, wrestlers from Monday Night Raw are coming down, wearing their red colors, with weapons, coming down to the aisle. And they're members of the Raw team as well, so they're not just, the jobbers and such. So, on the other side, we have the Smackdown roster coming down the aisle, pretty much surrounding the WarGames cage from both sides of the arena, coming in closer. And then, of course, the NXT wrestlers, specifically the Undisputed Era, are going to be taunting the Raw and SmackDown wrestlers because they're inside the cage and thus they can't be attacked. Even though, of course, there's likely not a roof. But then all of a sudden, Braun Strowman's music hits. Out comes the Monster Among Men wearing his SmackDown colors, and he just rips the door to the WarGames cage off. The Raw and SmackDown wrestlers invade the WarGames match, cause chaos, make things even more violent, and increase the hype to Survivor Series the next day. The reason I say this would work is because NXT's been constantly invading Raw and SmackDown for weeks, it only makes sense that the main roster will invade their big takeover pay-per-view event. It only makes sense to do that. Whether the WarGames match ends in a no contest because it goes off the air before there's a winner, or someone in all the chaos manages, let's say, for example, a member of the Undisputed Era manages, let's say, to pin Tommaso Ciampa amidst all the chaos. The Undisputed Era would get the victory, but the brawl would continue. The thing is, there's already 8 guys inside the WarGames cage, so how crazy would it be if wrestlers from Raw and SmackDown broke right into the cage and caused absolute mayhem in both the rings? That, in my opinion, would be epic. That would be perfect and an awesome hype-up to Survivor Series the following night. At least that's how I would have done it. That's how I would do it. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it is quite possible it could happen, and I'm actually counting on it to happen. I mean, if it doesn't happen, that's totally fine as well, because, NXT WarGames, it's going to be fun nonetheless. But that's what I hope to see. I hope to see, by the end of the night, we see yet another big invasion by the Raw and SmackDown rosters on NXT TakeOver as payback for all the weeks that NXT's been invading their roster. So it makes sense. That would honestly increase my hype for Survivor Series the next day, because things will definitely get even more violent and intense in the battle for brand supremacy. Either way, though, I know for a fact I'm going to have a good time in Chicago for NXT WarGames and Survivor Series. I'm so excited to go. I hope I get to see some of my fans while I'm there. Until then, though, I hope you guys get to enjoy Chicago. It's not Chicago. Well, for you, if you're going to Chicago, I hope you enjoy it. Hope you enjoy Survivor Series and NXT WarGames. Maybe we can meet up, or not. It's still okay. Or if you're not going to be attending the show, I know for a fact you guys are going to have a good time watching at home, probably placing bets saying, I picked this brand to win, or I picked that brand to win. That's what makes this so exciting. So, this could actually work. Always got to think optimistically. Alright guys, that's it for this explained video on why I believe that the main roster should invade the WarGames pay-per-view on Saturday. Alright, I'll see you guys tomorrow, because tomorrow we got the Losers Lounge podcast with our full predictions to the matches at NXT WarGames and Survivor Series. Alright, until then guys, peace out, and remember, like I always say, one last time, think optimistically.